A Hollywood empire crumbles, the world holds its breath, but instead of chaos, what we witness is, well, absolute surgical control. The divorce was shocking, sure, but the comeback, that was a calculated masterpiece.
Totally.
Today, we're unpacking how a celebrity turned a legal filing into a viral declaration of independence and really redefined the modern breakup narrative.
Yeah, it's quite a story.
Well, welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We don't just skim the surface of pop culture. We take a stack of your sources, articles, legal docs, social commentary,
All of it.
and we extract the strategic mechanism behind the headlines.
We're diving deep into the viral sensation, Nicole Kidman's comeback post. Look, our mission isn't just gossip, right?
Yeah.
It's to dissect the sources and understand this moment as a masterclass in celebrity image management, narrative control.
Exactly. So if you want the strategic shortcut to being well-informed on why this sequence of events mattered so much, you're in the right place. Okay, let's unpack this. The background first. For nearly 2 decades, the Kidman-Urban marriage wasn't just seen as a partnership. It felt like, I don't know, a cultural institution.
It really did. They were the red carpet fixtures for 19 years. Managed to bridge that Hollywood glamour with Nashville authenticity.
Yeah, and you were invested in them.
Yeah.
Because they seem to represent this kind of achievable, maybe aspirational, but still real kind of love.
And what's fascinating when you look at the sources is that they're powerful shared mythology. It was anchored by this story of overcoming a really devastating crisis.
Oh yeah, the substance abuse story. 4 months after the wedding in 2006.
Keith Urban enters treatment. And it wasn't hidden, was it? It was almost amplified.
No, exactly. Urban publicly credited Kidman with saving his life. That just cemented her image, didn't it? Steadfast, uniquely supportive partner. She wasn't just the glamorous wife. She was the architect of their survival almost.
That narrative created what the sources are calling a brand of imperfect perfection.
Imperfect perfection. I like that.
Yeah. It allowed this huge public emotional investment because people felt the union was strong, tested, and crucially real.
Right.
And all that emotional capital.
Yeah.
It just made the public reaction to the split so much more intense.
Which is why the abrupt dissolution in late 2025, first reported by TMZ, then her filing confirmed it, it just stunned everyone.
Totally stunned.
The failure of this union, after all that investment, it felt like the collapse of a public touchstone. That whole they'll be together forever narrative just shattered.
And that shattering left this massive vacuum. People couldn't believe that this relationship, held up as the model, couldn't endure.
Yeah. Disbelief was palpable.
And into that vacuum, speculation just pours in. Unless you're prepared to fill it yourself with your own very tightly controlled story.
That's the key. Kidman needed a counter-narrative, one of agency, not victimization. But the shock wasn't just the split itself. It was the meticulous, almost surgical precision of the divorce documents.
Ah, yes. The paperwork.
Hold that thought, because we'll dive into that contradiction, the long-planned legal moves versus the sudden public filing. That's where the real strategy shines.
Definitely.
But okay, to really get her control, we have to move past the emotional shock and look at the paperwork.
Yeah, the legal machinery.
Because that tells a totally different story than the abrupt split headline. The divorce was initiated in Nashville, standard stuff cited, marital difficulties, irreconcilable differences.
Right, but the sources quickly revealed the really shocking part.
Oh.
The filings weren't just a petition to start things.
No.
They included a comprehensive marriage dissolution agreement and a detailed permanent parenting plan.
Which, for anyone not deep in legal jargon, means the lawyers weren't just starting. They were submitting a fully negotiated, already settled agreement.
Exactly. This proves the separation was like months in the works, at least.
And this detail is critical, obviously, for protecting their daughters, 17 and 14 at the time, keeping it out of the public legal drama.
Good move. Smart. Yeah.
But here's the most fascinating part, the real strategic nugget. The contradiction in the timing.
Okay, yeah, get into this. The sources show Urban signed the parenting plan August 29th.
Right, and Kidman signed hers September 6th.
So the legal settlement was done, finalized, sealed, ready to go by early September.
Yet the official filing wasn't until September 30th, weeks later.
Weeks after both had legally agreed to everything.
So this temporal gap, this is where the agency lives, isn't it?
Oh.
If the paperwork was ready September 6th, why wait 3 weeks to file?
Well, because that delay allowed her to choose the precise moment to activate the filing and control the public rollout.
Instead of letting the court calendar, or worse, leak dictate the narrative.
Exactly. If they'd filed the second the papers were signed, who knows what news cycle it drops into? Maybe something unflattering. By holding it, she positions herself as the protagonist, taking deliberate, calculated action.
Okay, but while that's professionally brilliant, you have to ask, doesn't making the move look so calculated risk losing some public sympathy? Where's the human element in that strategy?
But that's where the counter-narrative kicks in again. Sources started reporting the couple had been quietly separated for months already.
Right, that Urban had already moved out, got his own place in Nashville.
Yeah, so the public wasn't seeing a sudden messy break. They were seeing the controlled, maybe even slightly delayed closing of a chapter that had already ended privately.
And then there were those whispers. Professional friction.
The rumors that Urban maybe wasn't as supportive of her, massive career.
Right. And whether that's true or not, the rumor itself subtly reframes the breakup. It's not just a tragedy anymore.
No, it's Kidman maybe choosing independence, focusing on her work.
So this whole confluence, the detailed planning, the strategic timing, these background rumors, it just solidified the public perception of her being in proactive control.
Totally. It wasn't a sorrowful parting blown about by media winds. It felt like a professional business decision executed with extreme discipline.
It's pretty remarkable, and if you're loving these calculated Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even more coming up on how she used that control for her viral debut.
Yeah, you won't want to miss that.
So just 6 days after the legal paperwork hit the news, boom, Nicole Kidman's first public appearance.
And it wasn't a quiet return to work, was it?
Not at all. It was this masterfully orchestrated act of personal and professional rebranding. A global relaunch, basically, at Paris Fashion Week.
The location, the timing, strategically chosen for maximum symbolic impact. She's at the Chanel Spring-Summer 2026 show. Grand Palais. Very chic.
And crucially, the sources point out this coincided with her being renamed a house ambassador for Chanel.
A role she held, 2 decades ago?
Exactly. So this is way more than just attending a fashion show. Re-signing with Chanel, it intertwines her personal rebirth with a huge career milestone.
Using a brand synonymous with timeless elegance, female independence.
Right. She was signaling, I'm back at my individual professional peak.
And she wasn't alone there either, was she?
No, and this was key. Flanked by her 2 daughters and her niece, that visual was essential.
It projected maternal strength, grace, unshakable domestic stability. That's what the sources called it.
It's a deliberate, powerful counter-narrative to any idea the family was fractured by the divorce.
Smart. Very smart.
Okay, let's talk about the outfit, because this is where the strategy gets visual. Every single element felt calibrated, a signal of self-possessed independence.
First up, the breakup bangs.
Instantly recognizable, right? The visual shorthand for new chapter, her hairstylist even put a stamp on it. Caption, new bang era.
Classic move. But the truly radical choice was the outfit itself, what the sources called the anti-revenge dress.
Yeah, explain that. The traditional revenge dress is what? Overtly sexy, tight.
Yeah, designed for external validation. Specifically, the male gaze, make the ex jealous kind of thing. She totally eschewed that trope.
So what did she wear instead?
Understated Parisian chic. An oversized, crisp white button-down shirt. Relaxed wide-leg denim jeans.
The sources noted it was a far cry from her typical haute couture looks.
Totally different vibe. But the power was immense. It wasn't effortless. It was effortless confidence.
Okay, the sartorial significance there is profound then. By choosing a look that prioritizes competence, comfort, over provocation.
Yeah, she demonstrated this really sophisticated shift in the whole post-breakup performance. The power moved from seeking external validation to just profound self-possession.
Like a statement saying, I dress for myself and my next meeting, not for my ex.
Exactly. Nailed it.
And this look, it just perfectly set the stage for the definitive public declaration. But to really understand why the Instagram posts that followed just exploded culturally, you have to get the powerful cultural phrase she accidentally triggered.
Oh, yeah. That was something else.
So the day after the show, October 7th, Kidman breaks her social media silence. This is the moment. All that strategic planning pays off right here.
The post itself. A carousel of images. Radiant, professional, posing confidently with people like Baz Luhrmann.
And the caption was just brilliantly controlled. Zero mention of the divorce. None.
Focused entirely on the positive, the professional. Thank you at JLo Official for having me and my girls' horn. So excited to be a part of it.
She defined her re-emergence entirely on her own terms. No need to perform pity or sorrow or anything else.
And the public response. It got crystallized, amplified by that single viral fan comment, which became a headline, a rallying cry almost.
First she served the divorce paper, and then she served face.
Bam. For listeners who might not follow all the latest cultural slang, to serve face. It's a term forged in the Black and LGBTQ plus ballroom and drag scene. Think Paris is Burning.
Right. It means delivering this powerful, fierce, commanding look. With impeccable skill, total self-possession, it's an act of identity declaration.
Precisely. And this language, this vocabulary of resilience and triumph, it was immediately adopted by the mainstream to define Kidman's statement.
The reaction was just effusive, not pity, celebration. Fans were like, "Single looks good on you, mama?"
Yeah. Recognizing this powerful act of self-reclamation.
The social media validation was instant because people recognized the execution. It was a masterful performance.
And it really shows how language born in marginalized communities to celebrate empowerment gets adopted by the mainstream, right? To articulate this kind of modern, mature female independence.
Totally. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, this 2025 serving face moment, it feels like the sophisticated, mature evolution of her famous 2001 post-Tom Cruise divorce moment.
Oh, that picture. The one of her looking almost fairly joyful.
Exactly. But the difference is key. 2001 felt like a reaction, gleeful escape, maybe? 2025 is a demonstration. Quiet, unshakable confidence, full command. It's the difference between reacting to a situation and proactively creating one.
Well put. Huge difference.
You've been listening to The Deep Dive, and if you haven't yet subscribed, you'll probably want to hit that button now because we're constantly analyzing the stories that define the culture.
Okay, so to wrap it up, Nicole Kidman didn't just endure a public divorce, she curated it.
Curated is the word.
She seized absolute control of her story, transformed a personal crisis into this powerful shared declaration of independence, strategic visuals, that single controlled post.
She proved again that the most powerful story is the one you write for yourself, right down to the timing of the press release.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. Considering that meticulous legal planning, the fact it predated the public filing by weeks, was the viral serving face Instagram post the final deliberate step in a carefully executed multi-phase business plan, one designed for maximum public impact and career relaunch.
So was the goal not just to get divorced, but to strategically launch the next phase of, like, Nicole Kidman Inc.?
Something to mull over.
Definitely something to think about.
You've been listening to The Deep Dive, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.